Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Dr. JP Classes. I hope you all are fine. Friends, today's class is on Open Educational Resources, a boon for education. In this video, we all are going to discuss about how open educational resources are boon or timely benefited or helpful for education. Friends, previously we had discussed about ICT for open and distance learning, ICT in classroom, smart classroom and its equipment. You can watch those videos. I shall provide the link in the description box. If you are new to this channel, please like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon to get notification when the new videos are uploaded. So coming back to today's class, in this video we will learn Introduction, UNESCO recommendation on OER, United Nations Educational Social Cultural Organization recommended on OER. What is an open educational resources? OER definition. Why use OER? Why OER matters? What are the elements of OER? How to evaluate OER? Characteristics of OER. Let's start from the introductory part. Use of technology has dominated educational discourse, especially in the 21st century. We are in the 21st century. We use technology in every field, every aspects of life. The advent of internet has brought revolution not only in the field of trade, commerce, technology, but also in the field of education. The present society is often called information society or knowledge society, as the development in technology has led to the widespread diffusion of information that give rise to new opportunity for learning. Globalization is totally making a striking impact on all sectors of our society, and education is no exception. New knowledge is being added every second, as well as the existing ones are being modified or revised. So, we use technology in every aspects of our life. One has to continually update his or her knowledge as per these changes and advancement being made for their respective fields, so as to keep themselves as par with the standard of the global society, or to make their standard or to develop their profession. In this field, this is possible if there is vast pool of resource from where people can access, use, reuse the desired knowledge without any prohibition, terms and conditions. Literacy is not a monolithic. Today, literacy is not a big problem. Print is no longer the dominant form of communication. Print is not the only form of text. Students need to know how to read. Kids need a toolbox of skills to access content, evaluate it, use it, and create it. They are the digital learner. Today's kids are the digital learner. They were born into a digital world where they expect to be able to create, consume, remix and share material with each other. At the same time, there are challenges of established views and practices regarding how teaching and learning should be organized and carried out. Higher educational institutions have been using the internet and other digital technologies to develop and distribute education for several years. Yet, until recently, much of the learning materials were locked off behind passwords within the proprietary system, unreachable for outsiders. Due to the password, due to the proprietary system, the online educational resources are locked up. The open educational resources movement break down the barriers and thus encourage to use or share the content. Such initiatives can bridge the gap between non-formal, informal and formal learning. The term Open educational resources was first adopted at UNESCO's 2002 Forum on the impact of open courseware for higher education in developing countries. UNESCO recommendation on OER. The recommendations on OER adopted unanimously by the United Nations Educational, Social, Cultural Organization General Conference at its 40th session in November 2019 support the creation, use and adaptation of inclusive and quality OER and facilitates international cooperation in this field. First, UNESCO gave importance to the use of OER for use and adoption in inclusive and quality OER. And in this field, international cooperation is needed. The recommendations outline 5 areas of action, namely building the capacity of stakeholders to create, assess, reuse, adapt and redistribute OER, developing supportive policy for OER, encouraging inclusive and equitable quality OER, here give importance to the quality OER, nurturing the creation of sustainability model for OER, and promoting and reinforcing international cooperation in OER. Then what is an open educational resource? Here question arises, what is the open educational resources? Open educational resources are teaching, learning and research resources reside in the public domain or have been released under an intellectual property license, permits their free use, no cost access, adaptation and redistribution by others with no or limited restriction. There is no or limited restriction. It can include both digital and non-digital resources. Open educational resources include full course materials, modules, textbooks, streaming videos, tests, software and any other tools, materials or techniques used to support access to knowledge. We access the knowledge if we want to expand our knowledge. The open educational resources include these techniques. So, in short, we can say that any educational resources which are openly available for use by educators and students without an accompanying need to pay royalties or license fee. There is no license fee or not to pay royalties. Their value principle are open to access and open source. Then some definitions of open educational resources. Open educational resources are a growing trend towards openness of teaching and learning materials. OER are the open teaching and learning materials online for everyone to use, whether you are a teacher, student or self-learner. OER include worksheets, curriculum materials, lectures, homework assignment, quizzes, class activities, pedagogical materials, games and many more resources from around the world. Then why we use open educational resources? Quality can be improved and the cost of content development reduced by sharing and reusing. There is a need to look for new models of module production and presentation. They can speed up the development of new learning resources, stimulate internal improvement, innovation and reuse. Because of the flexibility of open educational resources materials, we can make them relevant to our needs. Or it is said that if we want to improve our materials or we want to innovate or reuse some materials, we use open educational resources. Then open educational resources are teaching and learning materials that are freely available online, easily remixed, revised, and redistributed, authorized with few or no ownership right, ideal for lesson plans, worksheets, activities, interactive learning and simulations, an alternative to costly textbooks. Instructors can incorporate OERs into their classes in a variety of ways, adapting a whole course, adapting an entire textbook. They adopt the OER, Open Educational Resources, in the entire textbook and adopting a part of a textbook and supplementing what they are already teaching with interesting and engaging materials. If the instructor uses open educational resources, that makes the teaching learning process interesting and engaging the students in the classroom activity. Then why OER matters? For continual improvement of content, if the learner wants to improve their content, the OER is quite helpful and greater educator ownership. The learner anytime, anywhere access the material, and if the learner want to update the material, the open educational resources is quite helpful. Then what are the elements of OER? The open educational resources include learning content, tools, implementation resources and best practices. In learning content, there are full courses, course materials, content modules, learning objects, collections and journals. In tools, software to support the creation, delivery, use and improvement of open learning content, that is LabSpace. It is software application they use in the open educational resources. Implementation resources, intellectual property license to promote open publishing of materials, design principles and localization of content. Then best practices, stories, publication, techniques, methods, processes, incentives and distribution. Other elements are OER based on media that are text or print, visual and photograph, audio, video, audio-visual, animation and open educational resources based on quality that are self-published, reviewed, peer-reviewed, option of post-reviewed. Open educational resources on presentation, that is based on slide sharing, class presentation, e-content presentation for open educational resources, formal public presentations, and OER based on format, reading materials, text and units, modular courses. Open educational resources based on licensing. These are the following licensing on open educational resources: copyright protected, Creative Commons and public domain. Then how to evaluate open educational resources? Important attributes of quality OERs include accuracy, reputation of author or institution. If we want to evaluate open educational resources, the author and institution should be reputed. And standard of technical production. Technical production house should be standard. Accessibility, ability to access anywhere, anytime. Fitness for purpose. Clear rights declaration, that is Creative Commons. Then there are some characteristics of open educational resources that are digital, open license and it is low cost. In digital, it is easy to modify, free to distribute, we can share, we can modify it, we can reuse, remix and redistribute, and at last it is low cost. In comparison to the textbook, the online material are low in cost. So other students are get benefited, and those who are poor and economic condition is not so good, they can access the materials. That's all for today's video. Rest part will be discussed in my upcoming video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay everybody, stay tuned.